Hi everyone and welcome to VAF's Retro Review. Today we're going to be taking a look at Battletoads. Battletoads was a side-scrolling platform game from the NES era. It was actually brought out in 1991 by a company called Rare. Rare went on to make classic games like Donkey Kong, Banjo-Kazooie, all that type of stuff. Good stuff. Battletoads has often been compared to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles for all the obvious reptilian aspects of the characters, but the story is quite different because it's set in space, not in the sewers. Yeah, you know what I mean. The main plot of the game is that the Battletoads, Rash, Zitz and Pimple are escorting Princess Angelica, who's a human, which is a bit odd that she's hanging around with giant toads and a giant turkey slash chicken called T-Bird. He's the guy that looks after the Battletoads and sends them off on their quest, kind of like Splinter from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but we're not making comparisons here. Anyway, Pimple and Princess Angelica go away on some rubbish burnt out car which is floating through space, and they get captured. They get captured by an evil woman called the Dark Queen, and she takes them to a planet called Ragnarok or Gantua. I got confused over which one it was, and the remaining Battletoads, Rash and Zitz, now have to fight through lots of different levels to get to the Dark Queen's palace or whatever it is. I never made it that far in this game. That brings me on to the next part of this game. It's really fucking hard. I couldn't get past the third level as a kid, and I've returned to it as a 26-year-old man, and I cannot get past the third level. I've even watched videos online to see what to do, and yeah, it's impossible. The people that are doing it must have like insane memory power. The jetpack levels are ridiculous, even though there's only one. Gameplay wise, the game's a kind of a run along beat 'em up side scroll platformer. It is good fun if you ignore the incredibly challenging parts. The game's got quite a lot of comic aspects to it, so when you're doing your big like finishing blow, your fist will turn into a gigantic fist, or your foot will turn into a giant boot, or even when you're charging forward for a big headbutt, the toads they'll grow giant ram horns, or in some of the levels even turn themselves into like inanimate objects like wrecking balls. Bring it on to the other part. Fuck. The game does have lots of different types of levels to it. For example, in the first level it's your standard run along beat 'em up. Then you go into your second level where you're descending down on a rope and you've got to defend your rope while taking care of all the enemies floating around trying to kill you. Third level is a bitch. It's the space bike level, and I can't stand it, but I'm going to show lots of clips of it here because it's basically all I recorded because I was there for fucking ages. Anyway, I have heard and watched videos that there are ice levels, surfing levels, fire levels, levels where you climb around on a giant snake, which is very similar to the snake in the game Snake that you'll probably played on your Nokia 3210 like 10 years ago. As far as graphics goes, it's probably one of the best looking games on the NES. It came out towards the end of the NES's life cycle. For an 8-bit game, I'd say it's on par with a lot of the Mega Drive games that came out, so it's nearly a generation ahead of itself. I'm pretty impressed with the music in this game as well. I've got a little secret love of MIDI rock, and it's all you get in this game, MIDI rock all the way through. Even if you press the start button, you get some weird beatbox thing going on, so there's music all the way through it. It's good stuff. The multiplayer does have a lot to be desired. It's very easy to kill your partner, and as it's a co-op game, you're not really going to enjoy it too much if your partner's killing you all the time. You never make it past level 3. But then you're not going to make it past level 3 if you're playing single player anyway, so who cares? I honestly think this game franchise should have a reboot. There were several other games made that tied in with other games. I think there was Battletoads versus Dragon Ninja or something along those lines. But I think they should completely revamp it and do a Nintendo Wii U version or a Nintendo 3DS. As far as conclusion goes, I'm going to give this an 8.5 out of 10. I'm very impressed with all the graphics, the audio, the gameplay. It is a very fun game. The only reason I'm marking it down is because of the difficulty and the failure in the co-op department. So if you enjoyed this video, click like, click subscribe, and I'll see you next week. Cheers, bye!